She is Sri Lanka's most wanted woman. A name whispered through the corridors of justice with a mix of awe and dread. Accused of taking part in the brazen courtroom murder of a suspected top drug dealer. This is Ishara Sewwandi, a 25-year-old who disguised herself as a lawyer, smuggled a revolver inside a hollowed-out copy of the criminal code procedure and went straight into the court of Colombo. Sewwandi, along with an accomplice, also dressed as a lawyer, then shot and killed Ganimule Sanjeeva, who was on trial for drug trafficking offences. Sanjeeva was executed in cold blood right before the eyes of the judges, the clerks and defendants. And just as quickly as she appeared out of nowhere, Ishara vanished. The prime suspect in the killing of Sanjeeva inside the Halsdorp Magistrates Court in Colombo on February 19 last year was on Interpol's red notice list. She had fled alongside the shooter shortly after the assassination. Samindu Dilshan, the alleged assassin, was later nabbed by authorities on the same day. Despite nationwide operations being launched to locate Ishara Sewwandi, she remained at large until her arrest last week on October the 14th. Sewwandi was arrested along with 5 others in Nepal. She was brought back to Sri Lanka, where she faces murder charges. Sri Lanka's police has obtained a 90-day detention order to probe her. According to investigators, all 6 suspects, including Ishara Sewwandi, were not acting alone. This was not a single simple assassin operation. It is being said that they were soldiers of a shadowy underworld empire, the Kehelbadra Padme gang, one of Sri Lanka's most notorious criminal syndicates. Ruthless, far-reaching and well-connected, the gang's grip extends far beyond the island, and it weaves a sinister network across countries like Malaysia, Dubai, and the broader Southeast Asian drug trade. And at the helm of this empire stood a name that is feared in silence: Padme. Interpol had him in their sights for years. And finally, on August 25th, the net closed. Padme was captured in Indonesia, ending a high-stakes international manhunt. Padme was the mastermind behind the audacious courtroom assassination of Sanjeeva. The killing isn't just a hit, it was a message, a demonstration of power, a brutal silencing, orchestrated from thousands of miles away. The suspects were found to have been living discreetly in Nepal for several weeks under false identities and were claiming to be Indian nationals. Ishara Sewwandi later revealed that she went into hiding in several locations for 3 months after she murdered Sanjeeva. She then fled to India by the sea route, using a boat and travelling from Jaffna. She stayed in India for nearly 3 weeks, and then from there she fled to Kathmandu in Nepal. Upon learning that 5 suspects, including Kehelbadra Padme, had been arrested in Indonesia, Ishara and her accomplices in Nepal reportedly decided to split up. In a chilling confession, she revealed the motive behind the killing of Sanjeeva. And she said it wasn't money, it was loyalty. The firearm, she said, was handed over to the shooter without hesitation. No payment, no promise, only allegiance. Her connection to Kehelbadra Padme ran deep enough for her to put everything at risk. It wasn't a transaction, it was a mission, an act of trust within the tight, loyal circles of criminal brotherhood where bonds are forged not by contracts, but by blood. But perhaps even more shocking was what she disclosed next. The courtroom hit in Colombo was not the first attempt. Ganimule Sanjeeva had already been marked for death once before. The first plot unfolded quietly within the premises of Gampaha Court. But that was a failed assassination attempt, smothered before it could breathe. No shots fired, no headlines, just a plan that slipped through the cracks until that fateful day in Colombo. The second time, they made sure there would be no mistakes. It was personal, it was precise, and above all, it was meticulously planned. The courtroom murder was only the climax of a much longer, far more orchestrated vendetta, one that began long before the gun was hidden in the hollowed book, and one that may not yet be fully over.